we open the show tomorrow? Is this person dead? Hi friends, how are you? I hope that you're very, very well. So today I am back with another video. What? Why do I sound so jaded? So today I am here talking about things that have gone wrong in theatre when I have been there. Yes, I was in a production of Les Mis and somebody nearly died. Don't worry, she didn't die, but I will tell the story of what happened because it was dramatic. I feel like Tana Mojo, you know, when she's like, he with a toothbrush. What a throwback, am I right? Also, people seem to like it when I tell stories of things that have happened in theatre. So this happened when I was 14. I was in a production of Les Mis. I played Eponine. Now I have talked about this infamous production before on my channel because I was in Les Mis. I was playing Eponine. This was a couple of nights into the run as well. Came up to On My Own, absolutely fine. Song started and I forgot every single word of On My Own that there has ever been. The only words that I remembered were the world. So basically for the entire song, I was just kind of walking around going, the world, the world, the world. I completely forgot every single word of that song. And it's probably the most embarrassing 3 moments of my entire life. The show was actually quite infamous as well because we had our own revolve. This was a school's production, even though we didn't do it in a school, it was in like an amateur dramatics group. And it was all people under 16. And we had our own revolve. It was so that they could be like, we're doing a school's edition of Les Mis with a revolve. But we actually just called it the Move-In Cheese. Because it was basically like this big block on stage that you had to step. It was probably like a step maybe like this big to get onto the revolve. And it also, it didn't even revolve properly. So say this was in the middle of the stage. It went to the sides and then back and then to the side and then back. Honestly, such a waste of money just so that we could be like, we're doing Les Mis. And we've got a revolve. We also had a barricade so that we could be like, we've got a revolve and a barricade. Now listen, when I tell you that I've had piles for the bin men to come and pick up each week that are bigger than this barricade, I'm not lying. Hi, okay, you've got me looking like an egg, but I'm just editing this and I said to my mum, please do send me any pictures that you've got of when I was in Les Mis. She sent me news articles about the production and they're so funny. I have to read out the lies. Okay, so there's one article, this is in like the local newspaper. So it has information about the bridge. In this video I keep calling it a balcony, so it's a bridge. The set includes a 45-foot bridge. A 45-foot bridge? I don't think the stage was even that big. 45-foot bridge from the European tour of Evita, a revolving stage with a full barricade, hundreds of costumes, a talented cast of more than 50, and West End musicians. You said it. Oh my God, Danielle. Another article, the whole production is backed by a strikingly simple set design and lighting built around a raked and revolving central stage. This is no mini-Mis, it's a grown-up performance by a set of highly talented youngsters.
You're such a f***ing liar, Camille.
I just can't. It's too funny. And listen, I'm not dragging this theatre group. There's not a lot of money in it and we made do with what we had and I got a lot out of it and they encouraged my performing inclinations. But at the end of the day, the things were there to be like a selling point, even though they weren't necessarily something to be sold. But we also had like a big raised section at the back of the stage. It was basically like a balcony. It was really high though. I wouldn't like to guess how high, but it was like, it was high. 45-foot bridge. A 45-foot bridge. But anyway, we had this big kind of balcony. It had a barrier at the front, but nothing at the back. So it was like a massive balcony, just a dead drop. And as Eponine, a lot of my blocking was up on the balcony. So we get into the theatre and I'd also been told that the stairs to the balcony would be on stage. So I would run up, do my little scene, run back down, go and talk to Jean Valjean and give him the letter from Cosette and everything. And we got in and it was like, the steps are actually off stage and you're gonna have to sing whilst being off stage as you run down these steps and then back on stage and whatever. Probably like 90% of my blocking was on this balcony. Already we're like, this is frustrating because it's totally different than we expected. And then we used to do these like super long kind of dress and tech rehearsal days. We'd do like a tech in the day and then a dress rehearsal at night. It would be like 12, 13-hour days. And we had kids as young as like 7 or 8. I was 14, so it was like, it wasn't too bad or anything, but we used to have these super long days when we did shows. And I remember we were on stage, it had been a really long day, and we were blocking the bows on stage. So the ensemble girls were up on the balcony, the kind of principal characters were having their bows blocked and everything. And I remember I was standing stage left in the wings, and I was stood next to the stage manager's little desk thing. There's like a little monitor so you can see the stage and things. And one of the principal girls, I can't remember now if it was Cosette or Fontaine, but was basically saying that she should have the last bow because she's the most important character. And I was just like, oh, shut up, no one cares. Let's just get it over and done with. But I remember they were yabbering on. I saw this girl who was in the ensemble fall. She like fell off the back of the balcony, and I looked away and looked at the screen as she like fell to the ground. I like saw it like twice essentially, and it seemed to happen in slow motion almost. I was talking to one of my other friends who was there the other day on Instagram, and I was like, what was your experience of it, do you remember? And she said that she felt like it was in slow motion as well, because apparently the balcony was thankfully very close to like the back curtain of the theatre, and so the curtain kind of slowed her drop rather than her just being like boom on the floor. I mean, she still fell from a massive height. I remember like everything was like silent and I felt sick. Basically, she had overheated because it was so warm in the theatre. It had been so long since we'd had a break, and she just fainted and fell right off the balcony. She was unconscious. It was really scary, and none of us had kind of experienced anything like that before. We didn't know what to do. We were like, we open the show tomorrow. Is this person dead? What's going on? So I remember they took us all into the auditorium to go and like sit in the seats, and people were crying, people were hyperventilating. I think somebody was sick. My mum was a volunteer chaperone on the show, so I had my mum there, which is very lucky. But nonetheless, it was still like stressful. So we didn't know what was going on. The girl was taken off to the hospital, and it turns out that she was fine in the end. I don't think she even broke any bones or anything, and I think it's thanks to the curtain being so close that kind of slowed her fall down. But then people's parents started to be like, well, my kid's not going up there, it's unsafe. So I remember there was a health and safety lady who came in to kind of do a walk of the stage and everything, and I think she like cleared it and was like, yeah, you can still do the show like that. My mum was like, my mum's just seen somebody fall off this massive, like however many foot high balcony thing. My mum's like, 90% of your blocking is on there, you're not doing it. And I was like, bitch, what? In the end, the man who kind of ran the group decided himself that it wasn't going to be safe for us to go up there, because like a lot of my stuff was like running around on the balcony, and I was like, knowing me, I'll run and just bloody career off the end and break my leg or something. We ended up not using the balcony at all. Instead, they used it to just kind of they had these like big boards that showed like what year it is. In the show they do it, I think, as a projection, but in ours we had like these big boards. So yeah, I mean, thankfully she was okay. She didn't sadly get to do the show. I think that she was like pretty shaken up and recovering from her fall. That was when a girl nearly died in a production of Les Mis that I was in. I was talking to my friend Sophie, who was there at the time, and she was like, I also nearly fell off a balcony in another show that we did with that company. She said that, you okay there, pal? We were in a production of Oliver, and they were all supposed to be asleep, and she like fell off this balcony thing. She like held on for dear life and managed to crawl her way back up and was okay. How don't I remember that? Another time I was in another show with the same company. I was in Annie, and I was about to sing the song Maybe when she sings it on the radio. You know, when she's like, I was like, Annie, we're gonna find your mum and dad. I think it's the opening of Act 2, and the gauze was down, but there was like a big metal rod at the bottom of the gauze. doors that kind of gives it structure. The like fake prop microphone had been set on top of the metal pole. So it was one of those old-fashioned microphones that's like a big circle. And as the song started, and as I started singing, maybe far away, the microphone hit me in the face. So I was like, maybe far away. Dangerous. Theatre is dangerous. So yeah, anyway, that is just a few near-death experiences in the theatre. The girl was fine. I don't know how she's doing now. I haven't spoken to her in many years. What else is there to say? I hope you're all doing well. Please let me know some things that have gone wrong when you've been in shows. I would be so interested to hear them. And let me know if you want more things like this as well, like more kind of story time things. Anywho though, I will see you soon. I love you lots. Bye!